Hello and welcome, I'm Gina Shakespeare. Today on Declassified, will FARA violation prosecutions extend to media organisations? Great question posed by Epoch Times contributor Brian Cates. So Jesse Liu, the US Attorney for the District of Columbia, and John Demers, head of the Department of Justice's National Security Division, unsealed a grand jury indictment of Gregory Craig, who served as White House counsel to Barack Obama, and that was back on April 11th. Anyhow, still very relevant. It's the NSD that is tasked with enforcing the Foreign Agents Registration Act, a law passed by Congress that requires all persons working on behalf of a foreign government or entity to disclose that by registering and affirming that they are representing foreign and not US interests in their influencing activities. The unsealed indictment states that when agents of the NSD's FARA unit questioned Craig about his past lobbying activities on behalf of Ukraine, he lied to them under oath. This indictment of Craig sprang directly from the Mueller special counsel's investigation of Paul Manafort, which looked into the former Trump campaign chairman's illegal lobbying for Ukraine. In a recent column entitled, "You Can't Put America First Until Washington's Foreign Bribery Industry Has Been Shut Down," which we also covered here on Declassified, Brian brought up the subject of the massive foreign bribery industry that operates in Washington. It's an industry that puts US foreign and even domestic policy up for sale to the highest bidder. Now, foreign governments and political factions within some foreign states don't just pay bribes to our politicians for favourable policy, they also give money to media outlets to publish their propaganda while pretending it's coming from a neutral American source. So many of the top fake news outlets are now very, very dependent on the cash they get paid to publish stories from these well-paying clients. Now, the Epoch Times has been on the cutting edge of revealing just how far China is going to subvert US institutions, and not just Congress or various federal agencies, but also the American news media. It's assumed that only politicians or people who go around Washington calling themselves lobbyists are in danger of being found to be illegal foreign agents because they didn't register under FARA. This isn't true. Anybody with influence who takes money from a foreign power to lobby on their behalf without disclosing that by registering under FARA is breaking the law. This includes, are you sitting down, members of the US news media. Let us tell you the dirty secret that has the smart fake news reporters all over the DC media freaking out. They took big money from foreign governments and factions to push their propaganda disguised as news coverage to sway public opinion and affect US foreign policy. That makes them unregistered foreign agents, yes, just like Paul Manafort and allegedly Gregory Craig. Understand the difference here. If a country such as China openly paid some US media outlets to produce a propaganda newspaper network show that argued for their interests above US interests as a way to try to sway public opinion, there would be nothing wrong with that. That is, as long as it is being done openly. Everybody would know that newspaper, TV show represents China, etc. They are supposed to be giving the Chinese government's point of view on stuff and are trying to lobby to convince people to give China's government what it wants. We know they get paid to do that. What would be illegal, however, is if China or whoever is making under-the-table payments so that a supposedly neutral US media outlet publishes or airs China's propaganda without that outlet disclosing that it's a paid agent working on behalf of the Chinese government. Now, many in the DNC media complex didn't just become paid political hacks for one certain US political party. They became active foreign agents working for foreign clients and using their influence to publish stories and lobbying on behalf of those foreign clients without ever admitting that that's what they were doing. And right now, thanks to Special Counsel Robert Mueller and his team of 13 angry Democrats, the entire country just got a years-long education on just what a very bad thing it is to be an undeclared foreign agent. And what's the hand I see there? But doesn't the First Amendment protections of the press allow them to engage in this kind of behaviour and not be legally liable? why no, in fact, there's no First Amendment press exception clause in the FARA law that says, but you can totally do this if you are a reporter or a newspaper editor. I want to stress that there is no press exception in the FARA law. So it's not just the smart lawyers and the lobbyists and the consultants in DC who have figured out where all this is headed. Editors and journalists at many news outlets who became paid foreign agents long ago are suddenly waking up to the danger. Brian believes we will see many DNC media outlets' relationships with foreign governments and political factions within foreign countries exposed, and some top media people could face charges for not filing as foreign agents. Whatever they thought they were doing or were going to accomplish, Mullah and his team were led and guided and directed into doing something else. Willingly or not, they proved to the entire country that violating FARA is a big deal and people should go to jail for it. Thank you very much for joining us on this episode of Declassified. Be sure to leave your thoughts below. What do you think about the state of the news media and the Foreign Agents Registration Act? From all of us here at Declassified, thank you for your continued support, and we look forward to seeing you very soon.